My dear brothers and sisters, we are on the sixth Sunday of the Easter season, and we are almost coming to the end of the Easter season. And today's Gospel reading, as we heard, says, do not be worried. I am going to give you a helper, an advocate, and many more people. When Jesus says, I give you an advocate, there will also be many more people whom God has sent into this world to guide us, to protect us, and therefore the Holy Spirit anoints people, and those people are many more people who will guide, who will protect me, who will protect you and lead you, because we do not know what is stored for us, and looking at the uncertainties, we need such people to guide us. Therefore, the Holy Spirit organizes such people to give. As you see, Jesus observed that the apostles were swept off their feet because they saw him dying. He rose, and now he's saying, I have to go. For a little while you see me, and then for a little while you'll not see me. And they were all swept off their feet. But looking at that, they were all jittery. They are not able to understand that Jesus now is saying, I'll have to go. And when he says this, you find that looking at these apostles who are swept off their feet, he puts them back into soft cushions and make them sit and relax. You know, have a beautiful Jesus. A Jesus who looks at me, I'm swept off my feet and I'm not able to stand my ground. He takes me and puts me in a soft cushion and tells me to relax. That is the comfort that he gives us. That is the promise he gives us, because he says in today's Gospel reading, my presence will continue to be with you. Even though I go away, my presence will be always with you. And that means he is infilling them with that hope. He is infilling each and every one of us with that hope. I am going to give you an helper. Now he is going away, but he is going to give an helper. Who's that helper? An advocate. Well, we all know who's an advocate. An advocate who stands before me to defend my case. The Holy Spirit that he is going to give us on the Pentecost day that the apostles received and we received in our baptism and then confirmed in our confirmation, that same Holy Spirit is standing in front of me to defend my case. I may be a hopeless case, or I may be a hopeful case, but I need the Holy Spirit. Therefore he says, I give you the Holy Spirit. And this Holy Spirit to these apostles, and this Holy Spirit puts them in that comfortable zone and puts them in that cushion, because now they have the Holy Spirit to defend all their cases. And you find that in the second reading, Peter also saying, the Holy Spirit has prepared us, and therefore you also must prepare yourself for any defense against Jesus. In which case, if I have the Holy Spirit to defend my case, I must also defend my God whom I believe. I can't just say, the Holy Spirit is there for me, I need not worry and I can relax. No. Peter very clearly says in the second reading that you have to prepare your defense. How? Now the Gospel says that the Holy Spirit plays a role between the Father and the Son. What is the role of the Holy Spirit between the Father and the Son? It is love. The love of the Father and the Son is the Holy Spirit. The love between the Father and the Son is the Holy Spirit. Now when you have to defend yourself, when something goes against you and you are tested of your faith, it is love that has to play a role. The Holy Spirit gives you love so that you may do the good works What are the good works? I will show you the good works that I can do. Therefore, in the second reading, Peter, chapter 3, verse 16, he says that it is better to suffer for good deeds rather than for the evil deeds. It's better to suffer for good deeds. When I'm doing good deeds and people rebuke, it's better to suffer rather than doing evil deeds and people appreciating you. Therefore, for today, the most important catchword is we will suffer for good deeds rather than for evil ones. So the hashtag for today is we will suffer for good deeds rather than for the evil ones. Remember this today. Remember this all through your life. Because the Holy Spirit is given to you. And when it is given to you, you have to do the good work, good deeds. In other words, I must be obedient to the Holy Spirit. It happened once a father won a lottery, and in the lottery he won a beautiful toy. Sad that he won a toy. But he went home and he looked at his 3 children. And he looked at the 3 children and said, see, I won this toy. I don't know who to give you. 3 of you. Let me see. All the 3. Who is the most obedient child? Who is the most obedient child? Immediately all the 3 children eyes were open, looking at the toy and the father putting a challenge. And then the father said, well, who is the obedient child to mommy? Who is listening to mommy always? Who is always doing what mommy tells you? Who is always helping mommy? The 3 children looked at each other and said, Dad, you keep the toy. You keep the toy. Because the children understood that the father is very obedient to the mother. The father is always listening to the mother, wife. The father is always listening. Obedience also to the Holy Spirit is necessary. There are many ways, my dear friends, that we can do good works and suffer for it rather than do for evil things and be appreciated. Because for all the fears and adversities, we need hope. And when we need hope, we also should look at what are the good deeds that we do and still suffer. And nowadays we are in lockdown and we see big lines in front of shops and supermarkets. I was standing in one of the lines and I was maybe very far from the counter, standing in the line. Behind me, there was an elderly man who came and stood. Behind me, an elderly man came and stood. And I immediately said, you can take my place. But he said, no, I'm just behind you. But when I and that person were talking, suddenly one young girl from front of the line, who was almost very close to the counter entry, came behind and told this uncle, please go and take my place. She suffers for the good deed. And God is present there. You and I need not look for many places to see God. God has sent many good people so that I may be also in that line of doing good works. Because Peter always says, be ready to give an explanation for all your good deeds. When people come and question you, defend your faith. And he says in today's second reading, how to defend your faith. He says, defend your faith with gentleness and reverence. Nowadays people come and question you, are you a Catholic? What kind of a Catholic are you? Come and join our church. At that time you have to defend your Catholic faith. And therefore how to do it? You don't get irritated, you don't get worried, but rather, Peter, the first Pope, says, do it with gentleness and reverence. It is important to know the real faith. And therefore, we live in a time when people may openly challenge us. And when we know that the Spirit is given to us, we have to bring the message of Jesus with gentleness and reverence, not with a few set of attacks. No, you all are like this, you all are like that, we don't want. No, not with a set of few attacks on their faith. Let it be any other faith. Don't ever attack, but rather be gentle and kind. The message will go across. And we know, my dear friends, that there are many, many ways that you and I can show that Jesus is present in our lives. For he very clearly says today that anyone who receives and keeps my commandment will love me, and I will love him, and I will show myself to him. Therefore, we have to keep his commandments. We have to be obedient. We have to see that the love between the Father and the Son is the Holy Spirit that can exist in me and anoint me so that I may live my faith. The hashtag for today is, we will suffer for good deeds rather than for evil ones.